Let's start this one, and I think we'll be on all of our major platforms now. Welcome in. It's time for another vampire story reading. So we're going to be reading from Varney the Vampire. This is from the 1840s. It's 50 years older than Dracula. So this has been around a very long time, and it's been very delightful. And no, somebody's asking if I've gotten control of my page from the imposter yet. No, I have control of my main page for posting content, but the page that controls that page I still haven't gotten control of. So I can go live there now, only because I gave permissions to someone before I lost control to do some updates, and that's the only way that I'm even able to go live. I'm actually logged into somebody else's account. Oh. Welcome in. We'll begin reading in 25 minutes. Where's the book? Here it is. We're going to be reading Varney the Vampire. This is from the 1840s. It is absolutely amazing, and I hope you will join us for it. Hi, welcome in, Kenny. Welcome in, everybody. Hi, Robin. The wife is getting ready. It's the privilege of a beautiful lady to keep us all waiting anxiously for her arrival. During our story readings and most of our lives, when you catch us, every 50,000 taps, every hearts on the screen there on the TikTok, I will perform some magic for you. So if you've never seen me before and are interested in some magic, make sure to send those taps and those stars and all those things. And I hope we can entertain and provide you an enjoyable experience. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your support. You see me in person. I look a lot bigger in person than I do in my videos. Really, I look small in my videos. I did not know that. Welcome in everybody from all over the world. Small town in Texas. Welcome in. I appreciate each and every one of you. The live just got started. We'll begin reading at 7 Central, so that's about 24 minutes away. If you're watching this on a recording later, just skip ahead about 24 minutes if you want to get to the story. But in the meantime, we can talk about anything and everything. You can find a link to the Airbnbs on my profile page here on TikTok, so just check it out. You'll see a link that will go to my webpage that will let you get access to them. You're the only person on the tube right now, yes. I'm about to start getting a lot more serious about my tube audience. We had some paperwork stuff a few months ago that led to me not being monetized until I fixed some tax accounting things. Those are all getting fixed now that it's a new year, so I'll be focusing back down on that platform soon. Hello, Nebraska. I hope I make a great mayor, but mostly I hope we're able to institute the changes that are necessary for our city to make it a better place. I know my son will find his way. I absolutely believe him. He just needs a bigger push, and that's what we're working on. Thank you for the stars. Thank you for the heart me's. Thank you for all the gifts. It's almost your bedtime. Well, I'm glad you're going to join us for a little while. Welcome in Liverpool, and I think you guys are awesome over the Atlantic. Welcome in New Jersey. How did I become interested in real estate? So my wife got a board game called Cash Flow. It's made by Robert Kiyosaki. Costs about $80. 7 years ago she bought it. I had no interest in real estate investing whatsoever. But that game, like 20 minutes into it, reprogrammed my brain. Literally the next day I called my bank and I bought my first house within a few weeks. And I was a full-time investor by 6 months later. Like, that became my primary source of income pretty darn quickly. So, hi Montreal. Hello Poland. Yeah, it's made by the Rich Dad Poor Dad author. He makes Cash Flow. A Valentine's vampire ball. Out where? I guess I missed where it was. Before I was in real estate, I did technology consulting. So I help small businesses with technology of all different kinds. I even consulted with my local chamber of commerce's and worked with all sorts of different companies and organizations all over our region. Hello, Pennsylvania. Welcome in. You're going to be playing it this weekend. Let me know what you think, Marla. I think it will change your life. It certainly did mine. Thank you, Jerry. Shatner. I've not been called Shatner before. Do I need to include more dramatic pauses into my dialogue? Do I ever feel judged? I used to feel judged when I was younger, but I quit caring about that a long, long time ago. I'll tell you a story, I guess, about feeling judged as a young Shane. So I was in, I want to say 7th, 8th grade. I was definitely in junior high. I remember the exact place at the junior high where this was happening. And I was from a very poor family. And we got yard sale clothes. We got the cheapest things that we could find. And I could never wear the fashionable shoes. And this was, early to mid 90s. And Air Jordans were really important fashion icons of the time. And I was always made fun of for my crappy shoes and how poor I was and just all those things. So that was just normal for me. And I got sick of it. But one day I was at a yard sale with my mother and I saw a pair of Air Jordan shoes and I thought, oh yes, finally I'll be able to wear shoes that I won't get made fun of. And I bought the shoes and I wore them to school so proudly. And I was like, yes, today is the day. I'm going to school. I'm not going to be a loser today. It'll be the first time. And I got to school and immediately started getting made fun of for having old Air Jordans. And at that point, something in my brain snapped and I was like, oh my God, these people are absolutely worthless. There's no point in trying. Obviously, these people make no sense. I do not care anymore. And that was the last moment that I ever cared, I guess, about what anybody thought. At that point, it was like, nope, I'm done. I do not care. You're doing carnivore and lost 60 pounds. Congratulations. Murfreesboro. Welcome in, Chi-Town. Disappeared in a mirror. Yeah, well, modern mirrors are very helpful to my kind. Old mirrors were made with silver. That can be a little bit troublesome for me. Grand Midway Hotel in Wind Pier, Pennsylvania. Would make a great Airbnb. You'd love it. If you want to send me a message on that, there is no way that I will remember after this live is over. Thank you so much. Why do you want to be mayor? You're not the only person watching my video. Welcome in. And I appreciate you staying as long as you can. I'm going to get this platform going again on the Google video platform. It's going to happen. I don't want to be mayor. I want to improve things for my city. I want to change things and fix some major problems that are happening. So I feel like I'm a person that can do it, and I'm going to complain about it if I don't do it. And at some point, if you have the ability to potentially change something, rather than complaining about it, you should try to change it. It's something that's been a problem for a very long time. It's cost me, and this is not an exaggeration, my city's anti-business policies have cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I'm not a wealthy person. I can't imagine what businesses have paid, but it's cost me over $200,000 in the last few years. Just the ridiculous compliance costs and everything my city makes, and it's not okay. It has to be stopped. What are the anti-business policies? So we were going to be opening an office. I guess let's put it into this perspective. So our city inspectors, our city building, our city planning department, all of them were appointed by a person who isn't elected. They don't answer to anyone but this person, and they really don't care about what they're doing. They're almost unobserved. And after a while, at some point in the history of our city, 30, 40 years ago, it became kind of a culture of corruption. And our mayor's a part-time job, so it's not a very high salary to answer that question quickly. The city building inspectors think their job is to find everything wrong possible and to catch every single thing that is going on. And if they show up and your job site is clean and they can't find anything, they they get very adversarial. They get very strange about things. I don't know of a good way to describe this because most people picture building inspectors like the ones you see online, which are catching home builders that are doing a bad job or doing a unsafe job and that you're buying a new house. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about compliance issues that are completely unenforceable, and it very much seems like corruption. Yes, they go after very targeted people, people who aren't using the correct heating and air companies, people who aren't, and those heating and air companies, are they paying on the back end? I don't know, but it seems very questionable. They There's a lot to do with it, but put it this way. If you're going to get a home built in one of our surrounding cities, it's going to cost you 10% less on average than in Fort Smith, just because the builders are going to add the extra compliance cost. If you're going to try to open an office in Fort Smith, like in my case, I was trying to open a business in Fort Smith, you are in a constant fight with the city the whole time. Every time they can come up with something to stop you, they will stop you. They never show up and say, how can I help you to accomplish this? How can I help you to open this business? How can I help you to get to the point of employment? I had a building I was trying to rent out to a company that wanted to hire some people in the heating and air business. And the city said, no, you can't open this business here. Literally, okay, you can't open this business here. And I said, okay, well, what's going on? Is it a zoning problem? What do we need to do? And the planning and development people in our city said, well, we're not allowed to tell you what you can put in here. I was like, okay, well, you're allowed to tell me what I can't, though. Yes. Okay, so you want me to just randomly rent it to people and then you tell me yay or nay after I get a lease on whether they can open here? Yes, that would work. Do you not realize how dumb that is? No, I don't understand. Can you not just tell me what is okay to put into this building? It's a commercially zoned property. What can I open in this? Well, you can't open anything. It became asinine, and I spent 18 months getting this building rezoned. And then I tried to rent it again, and the city still said, no, you can't open. And so I own a property next to it that's an empty field. And this is the kind of asinine stuff you'll only find in Fort Smith, Arkansas. So it's an empty field I also own and was going to rent with this building. The fire marshal and everybody showed up. They were going to give me a meeting about why I couldn't do things, and they explained to me that it was because I didn't have a firewall on the side between the field and the building. And I said, well, why do I need a firewall? There isn't a structure there. And they said, well, there could be a structure there in the future, so you have to have a firewall in case you build it. And I said, that's ridiculous. Why wouldn't you require the firewall if a structure was ever built there? At that point, just require the new structure to build a firewall. Like, you don't need, and it just became absolute insanity. And this is the reason why Fort Smith has been stagnant on growth, is because when somebody goes to open a business, they have to keep trying to jump through all these hoops over and over and over again. And eventually they'll just say, you know what, I'll just go to Fayetteville. I'll just go to Van Buren. I'll just go to Rogers. I'll go to somewhere where they actually want business and they're not going to stand in the way. Do I recommend doing hard money loan or a flip to build liquidity? So I think the BRRR method is going to be best rather than flipping houses for building equity. The problem with flipping is it becomes a trap. Well, welcome in. I'm glad you found us here on the tube. And that's why you moved out of Fort Smith, and that's why a lot of people have moved out. It isn't until November, but I've got a lot of things I need to do in the meantime, so we're getting started early. Well, I appreciate your support, PanMe123. Good evening, Colorado. So by doing a BRR method, you avoid a lot of the taxes that occur when you flip. So let's say you flip a property, you make $100,000. So you make $100,000, you're feeling good, but now the government shows up and says, give me 30% or whatever your tax rate is of that $100,000. Now you've only got $70,000. Instead of selling that same property, you could have rented the property, and then you could have gotten a loan on it to cash out that same $70,000 that you ended up with, but you don't pay taxes on it. you'll pay interest to the bank instead, but I'd rather give the bank interest than give the government taxes, and I think most people would agree with me on that. Do you think it's personal against me like a lot of politics? I think so. I think there are certain people in the city, and this is normal for any city, it's not just Fort Smith, and that if they show up, it doesn't matter. They're just going to, it's okay. That's the guy. He can just do whatever he wants. Could that be part of it? Possibly. But I don't know if it was personal. I can't prove that it was personal or have any evidence to indicate. I really think it's just generalized incompetence towards everyone. Did kicking out the teenagers make you nervous? No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah, I mostly just didn't want to hurt any of them or cause any harm or to escalate things. One of the most important things in a confrontation to remember is to de-escalate the confrontation. It's very easy for people to get into louder and screaming more and getting more in people's faces, and I need you to do what I say, and if you're not careful, you can escalate a situation. It can become violent pretty quickly. I will have donation information very soon. I just got all the bank account stuff sent up today, so we can actually have checks and other things deposited into our banking account, so I'm going to be doing some donation stuff coming very soon. Yeah, I would be this calm during debates. That would absolutely be the case. You wish I was your landlord? Well, you never know. It could work out that I could end up your landlord at some point. You never know. Hello, Pine Bluff. Welcome. Do I ever have to write large checks? Sometimes. You have to write large checks in business sometimes. Ever thought about building houses instead of fixing? I've thought about building some homes or duplexes. It's definitely been a thought. I'm glad you enjoy my themes. Thank you. We put a lot of work into them. I can't wait to show you the house we're working on. After we get finished with the phase that we're on, we're going to get to some of the decorating things, and it's going to be a very fun theme that I think is going to be very good. And if you see me scratching my head a lot right now, I'm still recovering from the surgery, and it is very itchy on the back of my head from where I had the hair transplant surgery. Hello, Ohio. Welcome in. Am I the mayor of Fort Smith? I'm not the mayor of Fort Smith yet, but I will be. My net worth is over $2.5 million right now. That's not the same as having that much money in the bank. So all of you that heard that and picture me with a huge bank account, some of you will have much bigger bank accounts than I do, I assure you. And if you want to learn more about that, make sure to join me. Oh, look at the lady. I told you she was worth waiting for. Look at the back of this dress. Isn't that beautiful? Sit by me, darling. And for those of you who are just joining me on the TikTok, welcome in. Or the other platforms, every 50,000 likes on TikTok, I will perform some magic for you. So when you're tapping that screen, you are helping us out. What is it, dear?
I don't have any bracelets on.
You don't have any bracelets on? What are you doing? You're going to embarrass us all if you don't have bracelets on. I would have never noticed had she not pointed that out. Do other guys notice bracelets on ladies, or is that just a thing for the other ladies to notice? I never pay attention to bracelets. Planning on a visit in late March. Make sure to book ahead because we do get booked up. We're just getting started on the mayor run. Today I got all the paperwork fixed with the bank, so we'll be able to start collecting money. I know, she is so beautiful. No, we haven't done the Tim Burton one yet, but don't worry, we're going to do a Tim Burton themed house. I'm looking forward to it. We just have other projects that keep us going right now.
I had to make sure to spray some vanilla on me.
Oh, that'll be good, because the camera, you don't want to stink for the camera, right?
No, it's not that. And I've said so in one of my older videos, is that, you know, vanilla is one of those smells that really does things to the male senses.
Are you trying to drive me wild? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yes. Yes, vanilla, pumpkin pie, and lavender.
Will the mayor race be fair if there are corrupt leaders currently? I don't know. The last time I did a petition was in 2016 in Crawford County, and that was definitely, we encountered an incredible amount of corruption. I didn't have, yes? Okay. I didn't have a huge platform then, so I couldn't bring it to light like I can now. So now it'll be much easier to expose corruption as we see it.
I'm wearing bracelets that was made for me by Kelly. For those of you on the talk, Kelly should be in the comments somewhere. She usually is, but she makes things. But also off topic.
Okay,
Also off topic. I don't think
she's a good distraction.
I don't think you've added it to your showcase yet, but I was contacted by Hot Chocolate Design.
And
they're going to have me show off some shoes, and I'm so excited about when they get here.
like show off shoes?
Yeah, show off some really cute shoes.
So you're gonna be like a model?
Yeah, for some shoes.
You're gonna be a model for shoes.
For shoes.
Oh my god.
But I love hot chocolates. So I'm excited.
Yeah, that's your favorite.
Hot Chocolate contacted me.
That's your favorite shoe brand.
Yes!
They do make some cute shoes.
I'm excited. So we'll have to build an outfit together. It'll be fun. Thank you.
Let's see. Love all the info. What's the sweet spot for rental property? Leasing, cash flow, an extra $200 to $300 a month to pay for repairs, HVAC, plumbing. So I don't like to make less than $400. Thank you for the Galaxy. That is so generous.
Thank you.
I don't like to make less than $400 a month in rent on a property. I like to get $400 cash flow. But you need to get enough of a cash out to justify your time and to pay for your next project and pay off, like you're going to run up credit cards sometimes while you're working on a project, and you're going to need to cash out money in order to do that. We're starting another cash out on a project. We redid this house in like 2018. We owe $28,000 on it, I think, and we're going to try to cash out $113,000 or $112,000 on a cash out refi, and we'll use that money to pay off credit cards and to put into the Tim Burton Airbnb and to pay employees to work on other things for us, and to make a down payment on another house or two. Then we'll fix those houses, and those will become future cash out refis.
You can see my phone on the live.
Yes.
I finally just got one. I'm so happy.
She just got it replaced. She broke her screen.
So happy.
Thank you for the roses. Thank you for the stars.
And yes,
Thank
we
you.
have been together almost 25 years.
I'm going to slip past you.
Slip past me?
Slip past you. I just realized, oh, darling, you can't just touch me there. That's inappropriate.
I like your booty.
That's so inappropriate.
I think it's okay to touch your husband's booty.
I'm going to be mayor. I'm not supposed to be touched by my wife. It's supposed to be like random interns and secretaries, right? No, you're going to do it again. I can see it. Ah! That's not very politician of me.
He is my darling one. He is my dear, my darling one, my wonderful dear, my darling.
You live You live a street over from the Red Room house. Anything available in Van Buren? So that house is no longer mine, but obviously that used to be the place where we lived. I don't have anything available in Van Buren right now.
How about a Coraline house? I do think that could have some very fun elements.
Yeah, it would be.
I had to have him watch Coraline.
Jean Flivon. Did I say that even close to right? Jean Flivon. We should check out the shoe brand Jean Flivon.
Jean Flivon. Is it time for magic already? Oh no, it's not. You silly gooses.
No, we got it 20,000 more taps if you want to see a real illusion. It is almost time for our reading, however. We're going to be beginning in 2 minutes. Drew is actually a political expert and says that booty touching is politically approved. So we've been approved by Drew.
Yes.
So with Drew's approval, you can touch my booty, I guess.
Thank you. Usually in politics you hear it the other way around, but in this case, I'm coming after him.
Oh yeah.
I will put my ear close by him.
Good night, everybody. highly recommend Rich Dad Poor Dad. You can find it in my TikTok showcase.
Ooh, Labyrinth. That'd be fun.
I was the Goblin King for Halloween
He
about
was.
5 years ago.
Love you guys too.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Occasionally. It's not very tasty, though.
I try to take care of him.
She does a good job. Okay, I guess it's time we do a recap of where we are with Varney. So Varney, we started off following this vampire that just wanted to make an ordinary real estate transaction of a particular property, and the people discriminated against him and didn't want to sell it to him because he was a vampire, which is not okay. It doesn't matter if he's a vampire or not, sell him the property. Then duels were challenged and pew-pews were had. He was
That's
very...
a long time ago in the story.
Yeah,
now.
well, they ended up, like, the mob burned his house down, so he had to come up with
all
another...
kinds of things.
And then he ended up coming into an incredible amount of wealth, and he became a baron for a little while. And
He ran away.
He bought a large manor, or rented a large manor, and started having parties so he could find the proper lady that he could potentially marry. And he met Helene, and he offered the bride price to the mother because it was the 1820s, so that was how things were done. And the mother accepted, and he was going to be wed, and it was foiled by Jack Pringle and the Admiral and all those people that didn't want to sell him out.
They recognized him.
Yes, and they called him out on it, and so then he took off. And now we're following a perfectly ordinary colonel from India.
Perfectly ordinary.
He's letting a room and from a couple of ladies, and he's a little bit crippled. He has to walk with a cane and can barely handle the stairs, and he only has one eye. And somebody just came in and accused him of being accused the vampire of hiding in his room, apparently because they were chasing a vampire away from a lady. And the only place he might have gone would have been into this room, and the dusty bedclothes and other things seem to be indicative of evidence against him. But there's obviously no way he could have been a vampire jumping roof to roof or any of those things. That would be impossible.
So strange, so strange. And the lady and her daughter have been scheming already. Scheming things. Oh, thank you. I'll take a sip of water.
So I'll be reading the parts for the vampire.
You mean the colonel?
I mean the colonel.
Colonel.
She'll be reading everything else. While we're reading, it helps with your taps and the stars and the hearts and everything you give.
He will be communicating to you through my account. They're on the land of the tickety-tockety.
So yes, I can't log into all the different pages, but I can log into this one.
I didn't think about doing the thing before.
You could do that.
Let me do that for you real
Hang on.
quick.
Then I'll be able to go back and forth between the chats while we're doing this.
That seems like a fantastic idea.
This is salt water, so we're drinking salt water. As carnivores, we need a lot of salt. Thank you, Paula. Thank you so much, Luke.
Let's see.
How did we meet? Well, she was dating my roommate, of course.
There you go. So you can do the thing.
Hello, Italy. Welcome in.
There.
Yeah, back and forth. Gotcha. Okie dokie.
Fantastic. So he will be now communicating on 2 platforms under my name, if you would like either one of those. So, but he's not on the YOU. Sorry.
Yep.
I could probably get that one in there too, eventually. All right, here we go. The next day, after, of course, he was accused of things. The next day, there was some anxiety on the part of Mrs. Meredith to ascertain how far her new lodger might have been disturbed by this terrible event of the night before, and in what temper of mind that he felt upon the occasion. It is usual in all lodgings to have some little regard to the lodger's comforts for some days, perhaps a week or 2, and then things are allowed to take their chance, and if the lodger complains, he gets for an answer that they take a vast deal of pains to oblige him, and intimate that he is a peculiarly lucky man for having become a lodger at that place, and you would have been worse off if you had gone elsewhere, which, of course, you don't believe, though they tell you so. It is an old and favorite saying that a new broom sweeps clean, and in time an old one becomes very nearly useless. So it is with lodging-house keepers. The longer you remain, the more inattentive they become, until you get wearied and are compelled to leave, and then you get some scurvy insolence, and your landlady eventually believes that she is an ill-used woman. But in the present instance, Mrs. Meredith had other hopes and fears than those of a mere lodging-house keeper. Not that she had formerly any plans in her own mind, but she had some floating idea that there was seldom such a chance turned up, because the Colonel had evidently no relations, and who could tell what, in the chapter of accidents, might happen. "I am quite grieved," she said to her daughter. "It should have happened this night. What could be the meaning of this disturbance? I can't think. Now it's very tiresome. Things will happen so cross as this, that I don't know what to think of it." It really does appear as though it was done on purpose. Oh, it does. But I'm sorry for it, because it would seem as though we were liable to some kind of interruption at all times, for they generally expect attention at the first, and not other, if at no other time, and he may think this is a bad beginning at all events. "Oh, but we shall convince him that we shall not treat him neglectfully, ma." "No, my dear. But these Indians are always strange-tempered people, and when they once take a fancy, there is no knowing what they may do, and there is no knowing what a dislike, taken at such an occurrence, might produce. And the likes and dislikes are taken without rhyme or reason."
We're over 50,000 likes on TikTok.
"Oh, how lovely."
Can I interrupt you and do a magic trick, or do you want me to wait?
"I suppose he can interrupt me and do a magic trick.
You guys want to see some magic? That's why you
However,
tap,
Mrs.
tap.
Meredith can definitely say that she is a bit cross."
Mrs. Meredith is cross because I interrupted her?
"Indeed.
I see.
However,
Well,
her daughter, I think, is probably okay with it."
she seems like she's interested in just about any guy around, from what it sounds like. Okay, so I'm going to do my famous card trick. If you've never seen this before, I'm the only person in the world that can do this, so let me just kind of get to it. What I have here is a deck of cards. So what I'm going to do is take a card from this deck, flip it around backwards, and put it back in the deck. That in itself is not that impressive. What makes it impressive is you're going to pick the card, and I'm going to do it with only my tongue. What do you think, TikTok or the FB? Which one should pick the card this time?
You don't normally let FB pick a card, so I think you should let FB pick a card.
Okay, we will let the Zuckerbergs pick the card. You guys, pick me a card out. It takes longer for the comments to come through there, which is why I usually don't.
I see.
Yeah, so I don't want my cards to get soggy if we take too long. So I'm going to actually wait till the card is picked there, and then we'll go with it. Looks like we have one.
We love you guys too.
All right.
What card did they pick?
Uh-huh.
Ah, the Ace of Hearts.
Uh-huh.
That's a different one.
Uh-huh.
So they have picked the Ace of Hearts.
Mm.
And you will simply have to believe us, and I'm terribly sorry, but we don't ever give them a chance. Good night if you have to go to sleep. Hello. He's doing the Five of Hearts.
What?
Oh, excuse me. The Ace.
The Ace of Hearts. You can't just change it in the middle. That's going to make the trick way less impressive.
The Ace of Hearts. I was just reading.
Yes. The Ace of Hearts is the one we started with. Don't change it in the middle, or I'm going to look like I didn't know what I was doing here. Women. I love you. You're amazing.
Sorry. I was reading the comments that I saw, and apparently they moved on from... Sorry.
I will forgive you. Don't let it happen again. All right. Let's see if we can spot the Ace of Hearts in here. Give them a nice good spread. Can you ask what... I'll answer the question after we finish. Okay, so here we go. Ace of Hearts. You see it? Spread out here. See this?
Doo-doo-doo.
There you go. Appreciate you guys very much. Now we can go back to reading.
What was the question?
I don't remember the question.
So you said you would answer it after you were finished.
I don't remember it now, though.
Oh, how terrible.
So I'm just not going to answer it. Too bad. Oh well. Somebody will ask again. All right, next magic trick will be 50,000 taps, and I'll quit interrupting
Wouldn't
the
that
story.
be 100,000, dear?
100,000, so 50,000 more taps. Though.
Okay. But we shall convince him, shouldn't we, Mother? That we shall not treat him neglectfully. No, my dear, but these people are strange-tempered people, and when they once take a fancy, there is no knowing what they may do, and there is no knowing what a dislike taken at such an occurrence might produce, and the likes and dislikes are taken without rhyme or reason. Oh, yes, Ma, they are, and that is the reason why you took such a dislike to young Willis, for he was such a nice young man as I have seen. Nice, my dear, nice. I didn't see any way that he was nice unless it was because he was presumptuous and had no money, said the amiable parent. He wasn't rich, Ma. He was positively poor, Marguerite, interrupted the mother, and therefore it was absolutely necessary to discourage such persons, for if they do no good, they are sure to be productive of mischief, for their hanging about, you know, deters others from coming forward who have means. He was very handsome. Handsome is as handsome does, my dear. You'll find that is a motto through life that will carry weight at any time. All the good looks in the world would never put a gown on your back, nor a sixpence in your purse. Recollect, besides, he was not handsome. Mom, you're prejudiced against the young man. Not that I care anything about him, though. He was a very agreeable and nice young man, so it's no use in saying that he wasn't. Well, my dear, it doesn't much matter. This is a matter of opinion. What do you think of our colonel? He is a fine man, and a rich one besides. He's tall, I admit, but stoops a great deal. He's very lame, one eye much worse than the other, and one arm in a sling. Well, I can't see much beauty in all of that. Much out of repair, you must admit, Ma. Yes, well, Colonel Deverell has seen some service, and his misfortunes are so many points of honor that they are like so many medals which speak of his worth. Besides that, he is a most gentlemanly and pleasant man. I don't know that I ever spoke to a more fascinating man. That might be, at times, but then that was evidently a constraint upon his natural temper, because he every now and then broke out abruptly about something or other, which proves that he has an abrupt and impetuous temper, not to say savage and snappish. There you are, clearly unjustifiable, my dear Marguerite. The colonel, you see, is a military man and used to command, and therefore it is a very usual occurrence, and not a matter of disposition at all. But what can the matter when you come to consider his wealth? Well, there certainly is room for congratulation there, said Marguerite. Indeed, my child, there is room for congratulation, and I am convinced there is happiness where there is a fortune, for that will obtain all you want, and when you obtain all you want, what can you be otherwise than entirely happy? Therefore, riches are happiness. Yes, Ma, there is much truth in all that, said Marguerite, and all I hope for is that I might obtain a fortune. Then I would make you comfortable, Ma. I'm sure you would, Marguerite. My whole life has been spent in shifts to maintain you and bring you up, in a manner that would enable you to become a fortune, which, thanks to my care, example, and precept, you are fully equal to any moment as it may become your lot. Yes, Ma, I feel that I was born to command, and that the lady of a colonel would not be a bit too high in rank for my ambition or desires. Indeed it would not, my dear. But now listen to me. You know, my dear, that I never plan anything but what is for your benefit. Now, I am given to understand that Colonel Devril has no relatives at all, and I think hardly any friends, and we can make ourselves quite necessary to him. In fact, perfect friends to him. He will look upon us as his nearest relatives, and he may take a fancy to you, as you may easily induce him. Old men like flattery, there is no doubt, and that kind of flattery which is called attention. Wait upon him most assiduously, and read to him, and all that kind of thing, my dear. Yes, I know, Ma. And then, my dear, if you mind what you are about, the Colonel and all his wealth may be yours before 6 months are over, or I am not a witch. Hush! I hear him stirring. He's coming downstairs. There he is in the drawing-room. I hear him overhead. Now go upstairs, my dear, and inquire whether he will choose to have his breakfast. Yes, Ma, said the young lady, who betrayed an extraordinary desire to obey her parent, a matter not equally to be said of all young ladies, nor of this one upon many occasions. But then, this was one that was quite agreeable to her own feelings, which explains the secret. Colonel Devril had indeed descended, and was seated in the drawing-room, with his feet on the fender, and his head leaning on his hand, and his elbow on the table, when Marguerite entered. He appeared to be thoughtful and unwell. He had perhaps passed a bad night, or the interruption had robbed him of his sleep, which, to an invalid, was most severely felt. Good morning, Colonel, said Marguerite, advancing. I hope the disturbance that was so inopportunely took place did not have the effect of destroying your night's rest.
Indeed it did so, to a very great extent,
replied the Colonel.
Though not entirely, but still it makes one very poorly. It gives one the headache, and it causes a sense of lassitude and fatigue to oppress the body, which, added to the weariness incident to such cases, makes me one very uncomfortable.
I'm so sorry that you've been so discomposed, and so is my ma. She really is grieved, but you see, sir, it was a matter so entirely beyond any control that she cannot be blamed for it, though it happened most unfortunately at the time when it was least wanted, or most to be avoided.
True, very true. I can imagine all that. I am not unjust enough to blame you for it. I could no more help it than you could, and I dare say you were none the better for such a disagreeable disturbance. I am not. I am very certain.
Oh, no, sir, I am not. When would you please to breakfast?
As soon as I can have it.
You can have it at once.
Then be pleased to let me have it. I have the use of but one arm entirely. May I beg your aid in making tea for me?
With pleasure, sir. Marguerite immediately left the room, and informed her mother of what had passed upon the occasion, and when the breakfast was laid, and all things ready, Marguerite Meredith sat down with Colonel Devril to breakfast. Before, however, they had gone far, he inquired if she had had breakfast. No, I have not.
And your mother, has she breakfasted?
Oh, no, sir, she has not.
Then give her my compliments, and I shall be glad to take breakfast in her company too, for I am very poorly this morning, and company is agreeable.
This was soon effected, and in a few minutes more they all sat down, the Colonel being duly waited upon by Marguerite and her mother, the latter being employed in aiding the former to pay great attention to their host, for they breakfast at his expense as a matter of course. It was really It was really a most unfortunate occurrence, that of last night, said Mrs. Meredith. Very unfortunate, because some people have a difficulty in sleeping in a strange bed, and when once awake they cannot easily, if at all, get asleep again, and that I had great fears might have been your case.
Are you wanting to show the picture? Is that why you're keeping it?
Yes, I did intend to show the picture.
Why don't you show the picture? That way
We have a picture.
Isn't the pictures fun? They make me so happy. These are the original woodblock prints that would have been distributed with this in the 1840s. Not precisely, but the fact is, I have seen so much land service that I can sleep anywhere without any effort of mine. But when one has suffered from the wounds, the heats of climate, and the terrors of imprisonments in Indian prisons, one's health becomes so shattered that one's rest is not so good as it ought to be. But that is no one's fault.
It is a grievous misfortune, said Mrs. Meredith. Yes, added Marguerite, and I think that it's not enough gratitude in the country towards those who so nobly defend us in our home, to do which they must not only brave danger and honor life in the field of battle, but all the evils that spring from climate, insidious diseases brought on by the exposures and hardships of a soldier's life, and then, when they see them return to their own country with wounds that ought to bring honor and glory and sure profit, they are omitted and neglected. The colonel sighed deeply, but said nothing.
My dear Miss Meredith, will you fetch me my keys? I left them in the bureau.
Oh, yes, sir, said the amiable young lady, who arose and left the room.
Your daughter is an amiable girl, Miss Meredith. She reminds me of one who is now dead, and at whose decease I left England for India. The country became insupportable to me at that time, but she now recalls all the feelings and aspirations of youth.
Ah, we do love the TikTok shop.
Yes, sorry for not
You said a
censoring
word
that
that's
correctly.
not one of their joys.
Yes. Thank you, everyone, for all the hearts and the taps. That helps us to overcome when we neglect to censor a book properly for social media.
I blotted out an entire word coming up just so you don't accidentally say it.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Ah, yes, she is an amiable and good girl, though I am her mother. Yet I must not do her less than justice, because it is usual to consider it partial or silly of a parent praising her own child. But she does deserve all that can be said of her.
It is a blessing. There was the same class of beauty and the same amiable and sensible deportment. Oh dear, those days are gone by indeed.
Who knows but they may return?
It is doubtful, more than doubtful. Certain. I am an old man now, Miss Meredith, an old man. Yes, I have deserved some thanks at the hands of my country, and I am rich, yes, Miss Meredith. I am very rich, very, very rich, I believe I may say.
Well, that is some reward.
It is, but I cannot recall the past. I am no longer young. I have no young wife by my side to soothe my pillow, to attend to my wants. No, I am an old man, as I said before, and I cannot expect the attention of the young and the beautiful.
Oh, but Colonel Devril, you are not an old man, and as for your wounds, they are honorable.
But my shattered constitution
may be mended by the care and attention, doubtless, and I am sure, while you are here, that you shall want no attention that we can possibly bestow.
I thank you, Miss Meredith. I thank you,
said the colonel. I only regret the disturbance you suffered last night. I'm quite afraid want of proper rest has made you melancholy. I knew not of such a thing, neither was I at all aware of the fact of the trap-door being open. Oh, indeed, I cannot understand it.
Nor I, ma'am. I do not clearly understand what they said. They talked of some young lady being strangled or maybe assaulted in her sleep.
Oh, yes, Colonel. It was in her sleep, and I cannot help thinking it must have been a dream. However, if it were not, I do not know what to think of it,
Nor I.
said the Colonel thoughtfully. They talked about a vampire, and said Miss Smith had been seized by the arm, and the creature had attempted to suck the blood from her veins.
Dear me, what a strange affair.
Oh, very, sir, but I never heard of such things only in books. But goodness help us, from such strange unearthly beings. Have you seen any in your travels, Colonel Deverell? You have traveled in hot countries and have seen them, I should imagine.
Not I, Miss Meredith. I have seen strange things, but I never saw a vampire. Though I have heard of such things indeed. There are many disgusting things in creation, and that is one of them. But what could be the reason they should come to that young lady above any other? I cannot conceive.
Nor I, sir. At this moment Marguerite returned, having recovered the keys, which were not wanted. Only the watchful mamma thought there was an opportunity for a little tender gag relative to the amiability of the young lady, and therefore it ought not to be omitted. Moreover, she saw that there was no necessity for leaving them alone, yet there would be plenty of time yet for that, and she felt assured there would be ample opportunity for the progress of the suit she now confidently anticipated must take place. For she saw, however prompt and ready the Colonel might be from habit, yet there was a good deal of the willing mood about him. His health and his weakness, she thought, causes that, and now while his health lasts this way, he may be secured, or at least the foundation laid upon which we may build our hopes. He shall want no aid of mine to help him on that way. Have you been long in England? She inquired.
Not very long.
The voyage homeward must have been tedious.
It would have been, but I did not come that way. I crossed into Egypt and came to the Mediterranean, and then to Italy. So I varied the scene and traveled at leisure, and got here a month before the vessel I was to have come by.
Oh, that must have been much more pleasant.
Decidedly so. And then I come to the hotel. Not that I had not all that proper attention paid me, but then there is no sociality there. Men only surround you, with whom you can hold no conversation whatsoever.
Oh, certainly not. They are all menials.
And of the lowest class. However, I sought out such a place as this, where I wished to have some of the domestic comforts around me that I might have had I home of my own. Someone to whom I could speak more seriously. I am debarred?
Debarred.
I'm not sure exactly. The affectionate regard of near and far female relatives.
I would think that we only use that now more so in a legal sense.
That would be disbarred, right? I guess debarred maybe. I don't know. I'm not used to seeing this word. This was written in the 1840s, so sometimes we have some vocabulary that's falling out of use.
You must look upon us in that light, Colonel Deverell, as persons who are anxious and desirous of causing you to forget these wants by our assiduity and attention. I can speak for my daughter as myself. She will do all in her power to render your stay comfortable.
Very accommodating mother, isn't she? She is young and beautiful. I'm feeling Epsteinish right now. Okay, I'll continue reading. And doubtless will change such occupations to those of a more endearing character. Well, it is... Sorry.
Are you okay?
I'm just picturing Epstein now. Sorry. Can't help it. Politics. Endearing character. Well, it is as it should be, and I am selfish to feel jealous. I wish I was young myself, but enough of this. I have to express my obligation to you for the ready manner in which you came forward to speak of my being in my room last night, when that man was here, and the watchman.
Mr. Smith?
Yes, that was the man. They would not have taken my word for it. However, I hope to be able to remain here until I find myself sinking to the grave. And those who act as you have begun to act for me, I must and will remember at my death and
You
afterwards.
said it again.
I did say it again. I love the TikTok shop.
I do not act with such a motive, Colonel Devril.
No, no, I am well aware of that, but that renders its duty in me. However, we will say no more now. I am even wearier. I didn't mean to say that word again. I'm sorry.
Twice.
I love you, social media
Twice.
folks. All right, so it's break time. We have over 100,000 taps, so that means time to do some... Oh, water. Thank you. She's speaking Japanese. Did you hear that?
水は美味しいですね.
Yes, she is quite delightful. So let me
すごい.
let me get this set up here for us. I think this will be appropriate. Okay. So,
うまい.
what I have here is a new business model I'm working on. So, and for those of you who are new, every 100,000 taps on our primary social media will get us some magical illusions whenever I'm live. So what I have here is a device, and in times of inflation, I feel like this might be helpful. I'm thinking about selling these, so tell me if you think it would be interesting or not. What I have here, very simply, just a dollar bill, okay? We're going to put it into this machine, okay? Now, we're going to slide this across just like so, and look at what happens to this dollar bill as we roll it. What do you think? Do you think there would be a market for a device like this? I mean, it's basically what the government does all the time, right?
Oh, what was his name? Money printer goes brrrr.
Are you talking about Powell?
Yeah, Jerome Powell.
Yes,
Money printer goes brrrr.
Yes. Spin it around and crank out that money. You'll take 10, please. Okay, okay. Send in your orders. Send in your orders. Hearts are accepted as well as down payments. She is amazing to listen to read, and I'm glad that you guys will tolerate my reading in addition to listening to hers. I'm reading for the Colonel. Normally I would read for Varney the Vampire, but I'm reading for the Colonel mysteriously right now.
Mysteriously?
Yes, mysteriously. And he's getting that Epstein vibe going with this young lady and I'm rich comments and
Well,
stuff.
it seems, other than our lovely lady at the beginning, Flora, that most of the mothers in this book series see no problem with selling off their daughters to the highest bidder, and that's terrible.
Yeah.
But, you know, it was the custom of the day that there would be a dowry of sorts from one end or the other, a bride price, as it were. We don't do that anymore, and I think it's good.
Right, right. Although I have, you know, and I tell people all the time, I'm feminist. I believe in equality, and I believe, you know, that we need to make amends for some of the wrongs of the past and the way we treated women. So I have two young men, 20 and 22 years old, and in order to make amends, I'm willing to sell them to the woman that offers me the most livestock in their hand in marriage. And so if you guys have seen my boys, they're very handsome and ready to marry, so please feel free to offer, you know, and we can do two separate offers. We could sell them both under the same terms to someone. I mean, I'm pretty interested in equality.
How many goats?
30 goats
30
is an
goats.
offer on the table. Thank you for the 30 goat offer. Anybody got 35?
35, 35. Anybody got a 30, 35?
60 goats.
60.
Somebody's offering, got 35. Well, now 60 is on the table.
60, 65. Yeah.
70. We've got 70 goats on the table. 109 goats.
Oh, goodness me. We best move on from this conversation topic.
What are you talking
Heavens
about?
to Betsy.
I mean, look at this. This is wealth. Somebody's offered 1 million goats.
Oh, my.
You must really like my sons.
That's a lot of goats.
That's a lot of goats.
Are any of them milk goats? You got a cat.
Do I have any lines in this one?
Not this chapter,
Okay,
sir.
so I will be commenting and communicating.
There could be no doubt in the minds of both mother and daughter that there was something much resembling a moral certainty concerning the fate of the retired colonel. That he must marry was evident. He was to all intents and purposes resolved to do so. He talked of a home and domestic comfort, and all that kind of thing. Therefore, it would be easy to entangle him in the meshes of love. the snares of passion might be successfully set, and they would be sure to be productive of some sport, and even a stray colonel might be caught. One who, having had enough of the wars of Mars, might now be considered to become the fair object of attack in those of Venus. However, there appeared much in the colonel's circumstances and disposition that laid him open to the attacks of designing matrons and maidens. He seemed to appreciate female company, was particularly well pleased with female attentions. Perhaps his health required their aid more than that of any other, and he had evidently been in love and lost the object of his earliest affection. One great thing in Marguerite Meredith's favor was this: the colonel had taken it into his head that she much resembled this lady, whoever she was, and this fact no doubt had opened his heart towards her, and he felt a kindly and perhaps a warmer feeling towards her. This they calculated would greatly assist them in their efforts to circumvent the colonel and cause him to capitulate upon matrimonial conditions. "There was never so good of a chance," said Mrs. Meredith in the course of a day or two after those above seen. "There never was such a chance as the one you now have." "What, with the colonel, Ma?" "Yes, my love, you may depend upon it. That is a very safe speculation. Why, he must be immensely rich, and I'm sure that some of the jewels that I have seen on his fingers must be worth thousands of pounds. He is a very rich man. There can be no doubt." "Oh, yes, Ma, he is very rich." "And you will have many fine things that you have never dreamed of. Why, you will have a carriage. I should think he would never refuse you that trifle." "He hasn't got one now." "Well, yes, that's true. He would never use it himself, and that accounts for it. But when he has a wife, it is quite another matter, and one which you can easily manage when you are his wife. You can do more than you can now. Besides, you'll see how the money is spent, and it must all go through your hands, you know. You know that can't be helped." "No, I dare say not. But, Ma, don't you think, when he unalives, that there will be a loss of the pension? And that would be a serious loss." "Well, it would. But then you will have a pension of an officer's widow. Besides, all of his vast property, without any trouble whatsoever, with nobody to contradict you, that is, if he were to unalive. But I think that he will not do that. He does not at times appear so old as one would think, and yet he is very pale. But that, I suppose, is caused by his long residence abroad, in hot climates, and being exposed to the weather of all kinds.
That's what the paleness comes from.
Attended by wounds and sickness." "Oh, no doubt that he has suffered much, but he has obtained a handsome fortune, which pays for a great deal, you know," said Marguerite. "Undoubtedly, my dear. By the by, have you heard how that affair of Miss Smith's was ended, and why they came in here in such a manner?" "Oh, it was a very shocking affair. There were some marks in her arms, which I cannot understand. It does seem very extraordinary to me, but she says that she was awoke in the night by some monster sucking her blood." "Oh, dear me! Who ever heard of such nonsense?" "I cannot but think that there must have been something in it, and yet what could have been the reason for them all to utter a falsehood, I don't know. There was, you know, the father and the watchman, all of whom said they saw it, and at all events they appeared to have some idea that it must have been done by someone in our house, the dressing gown, and that really did to bewilder them." "Did they say they thought so still?" "Oh, no, they didn't do that. We spoke so positive, and I saw when I went to see her she was much terrified at what had occurred, and could not get up. She had a physician to attend her, who will not hear of anything that she says." Well, I think that he is right. But the whole family appears to side with her, and insists that it was no robber who made the attempt, for nothing was gone, nothing was attempted in the shape of robbery, nothing was touched nor moved. Therefore, there could be no common motive, they said. Well, at all events, they made somebody very disagreeable in the family, and they had better have been quiet, but they are a disagreeable set, and I shall not go in again. You are right, dear. They would be glad to push that minx of theirs in here, and get an acquaintance with the colonel. No, it will be safest to keep them apart. We will have as few female visitors, my dear, as possible. Not that I think you run away chances of rivalry, but you know, men are such uncertain things. To be sure they are, Ma, replied Marguerite. Well then, if we have no female acquaintances, you see, we cannot possibly run any risk, and the matter will not be so protracted, because everything depends upon things being smooth and uninterrupted. He will be the more ready to propose and push the matter to a point. Do you think him likely, Ma, to marry? Well, I'm certain of it, my dear, quite certain of it. I know a marrying man as soon as I see him. The colonel is decidedly a marrying man. He talks of home, domestic comfort, and all kinds of things, and when men do that, you may be sure that if you are cautious, to catch such a one. Oh, I will try. Do, my dear. It will be worth your while, and it will make all of our fortunes. I wonder what his money is invested in. Oh, I should like to know that, said Marguerite. And so should I. Do you know that I have been thinking of that myself more than once? It will be necessary to find it out, and yet it is so delicate a matter that I think you had better make no attempt to work it out of him. Let the affair take its own course at present.
Women are very scheming in this book behind the backs, like trying to figure out how they're going to
Oh,
take
not
it.
our dear Flora Bannerworth. She was an angel.
I guess that's true. She was sweet.
But I can hear all. Then you will act wisely, my dear, very wisely and prudently. But do no more. Hear and see all, and say nothing, of course. I mean upon that subject alone. Now, if we proceed cautiously, we shall be sure to gain our object. I will take some method of obtaining the information. I want at some future time, because it will be well to have him caught before we begin to pull tight the line, or at least before we begin to make any inquiries respecting his means. He must give us some cause to do so. Well, I dare say that we shall know something by accident some of these days, perhaps. Perhaps at the hotel where he comes from. Something may be learned by an inquiry. Possibly, possibly. There may be, my dear, but I do not like to go there. At all events, they can know but little, for he has not been long in England, and would hold up but little communication with such people. We must have some better plan than that to go upon, else we shall never be successful except at the cost of some cross in our hopes that we would rather have avoided. Well, Ma, you shall do as you like in this affair. I'm sure that you will do what is right and best for the occasion. Besides, one plan is better than two. Well, you are right, my dear. I am, however, resolved to have a visitor. A visitor, Ma? Yes, my dear. Only Mr. Twizzle, the attorney. Oh, I know who you mean now. But why do you have him? He's a very funny sort of acquaintance, especially if he is to meet the colonel. I wish him to meet him, my dear, for that reason. He will be able to get out of him by some means what he has got his money locked up in. A hint will serve him, and he can make inquiries and learn it all. And then he will, if we are successful, have a good thing of marriage settlements, and so forth. Besides, I will make an agreement with him that shall have a sum of money for his trouble. Pardon me.
You poor dear.
My uvula was tickling me.
Would you like some water?
Yes, thank you.
Moisten your uvula. Moisten it.
That will be a very good plan, certainly. Exactly. And you needn't be seen it at all. You needn't be seen in it at all. So I think that we shall all be fairly put in the way of doing well. I shall go out this morning and call upon Mr. Twizzle and have some conversation with him. He used to have some business of your father's to do, and has much of his own money, as well as a good word now and then. Dear me, who is that? There's a double knock at the door, Ma. How vexing it will be to have anyone come in here. I shall hate the sight of anyone coming in now. Can you see from the window who it is, my dear? Oh, no, Ma. Then we must wait until the servant comes in. The words had hardly been uttered before the servant entered, and said that Mr. Twizzle wanted to speak with Mrs. Meredith if she was at home. God bless me, send him in, said Mrs. Meredith, after the first surprise was over, and then turning to her daughter, she said, Talk of what's his name, and you are sure to see some of his friends. If I had wanted him to come, he would not have been here. Very likely, Ma, and yet you do, and here he is. At this moment, Mr. Twizzle made his appearance, and entered into the parlor. Having saluted the ladies, he proceeded to lay his hat and cane on the table, saying, Mrs. Meredith, I dare say that you are surprised to see me after so long an absence. My surprise is not greater than my pleasure, Mr. Twizzle. I am very glad to see an old friend of my husband's. Pray, sit down, sir. Why, thank you, I will. I am glad to see you looking so well. I need not ask you how you are, and your amiable daughter, too. She appears charming. Yes, Mr. Twizzle, we are in tolerable good health, not often better. Oh, well, do not let me disturb you, Miss Marguerite, said Mr. Twizzle, as she rose to leave the room. Oh, no, sir, not at all. I've something to attend to, if you will excuse me. Certainly, certainly. I hope I shall not be any cause of putting you to any constraint and inconvenience. At the same time, I shall not detain Mrs. Meredith long. Oh, we don't intend to lose you suddenly, said Mrs. Meredith. Anything that I can oblige you in, I shall be very happy to do so, if you point out how. Then I will proceed to do so at once, said Mr. Twizzle. I will do so at once. You see, when your late husband unalived, or before, he gave me several debts to collect. So I understood, said Mrs. Meredith. Exactly. I see that you understand me. Now, those debts I was to collect myself for my own benefit, he having, when he unalived, owed me a considerable sum of money. He assigned them to me, and I accepted them as payment of his debt due to me. I understood such to be the case, and at that point the matter was considered as settled, was it not, Mr. Twizzle? Said Mrs. Meredith. It was so, and so is so now, as far as I know. But I want some few papers, which it is possible may be somewhere in your possession, to enable me to secure the payment of them, and without those papers I shall not be able to enforce attention. Now, I want to know if you will oblige me with them, if you have them by you. Well, I will certainly look and make any search that I can for them, and if I find them, you shall have them, certainly. But now I have disposed of that. Will you do me a favor? Certainly, with pleasure. Well then, Mr. Twizzle, you see, there is a certain rich lodger of mine who pays certain attentions to my daughter, Marguerite, said Mrs. Meredith. I see, I see. Well then, he had made no positive offer yet, but we have certain expectations, you see, and in case those expectations become realized, I want to be in such a situation as to know at once what I shall do in such a case, what ought to be done. Oh, very good, my dear madam, very good. Now, we only know from report and from appearances that he is rich. We feel quite convinced of that. He could not well be otherwise. But we are anxious to know in what kind of stock or property that he is likely to have invested in. Yes, I see. Well then, all you have to do is learn what you can from himself or his friends, and then make inquiries respecting the truth of what you hear. I should be very happy in assisting you to make such inquiries, or in any way that you may point out." "Ah, I'm very much obliged to you. But, Mr. Twizzle, it is a very delicate subject for females to touch upon, and moreover, it is worse considering how my daughter is likely to be in connection with him." It is a delicate matter, certainly." "Well now, what I wanted was this. If you would on some occasion, I would let you know beforehand, call in and take some tea, or whatever meal happened to be at hand, and get into conversation with the Colonel, and get this matter from him." "Oh, he's a colonel, is he? In the army, then?" "Oh, yes, but returned, in bad health from the Indies. He has come only recently." "Ah, I see. You have a nabob. I see. That will be a very handsome settlement for your daughter, my dear madam. A very handsome settlement."
Yes, it will."
"Well, it is handsome, but there are drawbacks." I think that was her still.
"Well, it is handsome, but there are drawbacks, you see."
"Oh, age and ill health?"
"Exactly. They are drawbacks, you see, that are not always to a young female's taste."
No, but then..."
I do believe I got mixed up again.
Did you?
Yes.
It'll be all right.
No, but then my daughter is a reasonable young woman, Mr. Twizzle, and would not object to a good fortune because there was a kind, though perhaps elderly gentleman for a husband. Oh dear, no, sir. I have no apprehension of that character. She will be good and obedient, especially when she knows that it is all for her own good. Besides that, you see, the Colonel, though an invalid, is not so very old, and is a most pleasant, and I might say fascinating gentleman to converse with, so that she can have no personal objection, and besides, from what I can observe, I have reason to believe that the Colonel is by no means disagreeable to her."
"Ah, then I am sure that it is a very handsome prospect for her, and one that might have been long in happening to one who had better fortune to aid her."
"Oh, yes, indeed it might."
"Well then, if I can aid you, command my services."
"In this respect you may do much good, but I do not, as it will be some little loss of time to you, desire you should do so for nothing. If we succeed and all is comfortable, you shall have £100 soon after the marriage, say 3 months."
"Very well. I am quite willing to accept the terms, and should I be wanted at any time, perhaps you will let me know as long before as possible."
"I will do so."
"And then, when I next come, perhaps you will be able to hand me the papers, and be ready to sign some agreement which I will get ready for that purpose."
Very well, I will do it."
"I am much obliged to you," said Mr. Twizzle. "However, I suppose when I am introduced to the Colonel, I am only to come in as an old friend of the family?"
"Exactly so. That will be by far the best character to assume, because you may be anything. Besides which, when matters come to a point proper for inference, you can do so the more easily, and with more effect, and he also will be less inclined to quarrel, and at the same time he can have less objections to do so, which you see is a little better."
"I see," said the attorney, rising. "And now, as we have settled this business so far, I will bid you good afternoon, as I have some business elsewhere this evening, which I must get finished."
After exchanging greetings, the attorney quitted the house of Mrs. Meredith without further remarks.
Ah, they had a vampire in the house that whole time. So sad. People can let vampires into their house and not even know it. You know?
Terrible.
It was an attorney. Welcome in, everybody, on all the different social medias that are live with us right now. Every Wednesday, we read classic vampire stories to you while we think about all the things that are so... talk. I touched random things. How to get back? Your phone is set up weird.
I don't know what you did. let me have it, please?
You don't just have a back button. Why do you not just have a back button?
Because I like it to be more confusing.
I don't know what I did. Excuse me.
That reverberated off the room.
It did. It did. So we're almost to a magic trick. 5,000 more taps, and I will owe you a magic trick. I guess I need to move that out of the way so we're not sitting there right in front of the camera. Thank you for the kindness, everyone.
There, I've got your back.
Thank you, dear. You're so amazing.
You're so welcome, dear.
She's incredible. Mwah.
Onegaishimasu. Arigato.
Doitashimaste. She gives you Morticia Adams vibes. Ah, you say the sweetest things, Dakota. Thank you. Thank you so much. We're happy to be making content for you guys. And we'll go back to reading here in just a few minutes after she gives her voice a break. That's right, this guy wants to be mayor, Jeff.
I was drinking electrolyte water. Thank you so much.
Did you finally outsmart me? If you're talking about the spiders, that was not welcome in my vampire house, but thank you very much nonetheless.
I thought it was funny.
It is cute. I'm glad you get back in, Beth. We've been together for at least 25 years.
It'll be 25 years soon. Did he find all 31? I don't know.
I haven't found all 31 yet, no.
I did begin the process of cleaning up some Christmas, and so he did not, because I know that one of them was stuck to one of the things that I put back in the closet.
Oh, I see.
I'm doing the bowl method with curly hair.
My clients and everything seem to be doing very well. We need to do some magic. Yeah, I promised magic. We got to a number. Let's do something. Let's see.
Thank you.
What are we going to do magic-wise?
Yes, you paid the housekeeper to keep it secret, and I thought that was wonderful.
It was a very smooth move. Okay. So what I have here...
Oh dear.
Darling, it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. So what I have here has a groove for this to fit through. Now, I'm not experienced enough as a magician to want to do this with a blade. However, this will leave a nice bruise. Adjust the angle here. This will leave a very nice bruise, and when I mess up, I have definitely been known to bruise her arm. But I think you guys have the rough idea of how this works. Let's go ahead and put her in. Come on, dear. Arm through the hole. What's the worst that could happen, he says. We haven't messed this up in a long time.
I don't want to have like tennis elbow forever.
It's going to be okay.
Okay.
On the count of 3. 1, 3.
Oh, you do that and I fall for it every time.
Yeah, well.
Ugh. My arm is still intact. No tennis elbow for me.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh.
Next
Darn.
magic illusion will be in 50,000 taps. So keep tapping that screen. Thank you.
Oh. Always so frightening.
Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening.
Hello, hello, Australia. Good morning.
Any advice to have healthy curls?
Curly girl method.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry, Pamela. I'll take good care of her. She'll be safe with me.
He does take good care of me. He is my darling one.
Hello, Southern Australia. Welcome in.
This next chapter, you have a bit more talking than normal.
Oh, more than normal.
Yes.
I see. Do you have a little less than normal then?
Yes.
Oh, I see. So it's all on me soon.
Not entirely on you.
but more so than normal.
More so than normal.
Should I get us some more water? Will we be okay?
You possibly might want a bit more water.
I think I'll go fetch us a little bit more water, boys and girls.
Oh, good.
Now, while I'm away...
I'll spill the tea.
No, you guys don't be flirting with her too much while I'm gone, okay? I'll know if you are. I'll be right back. Don't touch me there without consent.
Water is good. I enjoy water quite a bit. How wild it would be. I'm sorry, I must have missed what you were referencing. You think I would look cute with bangs? Here, let's see about this. How's that? Is that better? Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Roommate. Yes, we have a house brother that lives here. You're afraid a lot of us would give us whooping if it wasn't. Oh gosh, I'm missing different comments from everybody. You love watching us. Thank you so much. I should do my own clothing line. Oh, that would be fun. Design my own things. Ooh. Thank you so much. You love my whimsy. Thank you. I'm excited about the shoes that Hot Chocolate International is going to be sending me. So I'm going to be doing my first official affiliate thing with TikTok, and they're sending me some shoes, and I'm just super duper excited. So they have shoes, and they're super cute. Who's my favorite singer? Weird Al is up there pretty high, but right now it might be the Vampire Lestat. Well, we love you too, Canada.
I'm back.
You like the Vampire Lestat too? Oh, wonderful.
I'm going to step across to you. Oh, gracefully he enters the sofa.
I do like his song, Long Face.
Oh, wow.
Oh, beautiful.
Thank you so much for the star, Matt Polaris.
Did you hear the song by Vampire Lestat?
The one you were listening to earlier? It was lovely.
It was quite lovely. Do I have any advice on how to keep a loving, sustainable relationship like ours?
Communication. It's important to talk to your person and communicate, especially about the things that you're not comfortable talking about and communicating. So talk about the things that make you uncomfortable. Allow yourself to be uncomfortable. Allow you and your partner to change. One of the worst things that happens is, like, you're going to be different in 5 years than you are today. You're different than you were 5 years ago. If your relationship stays exactly the same as it is today, when you are a different person, your relationship will no longer work for you. So you have to adapt and adjust your relationship as you both change, which means you have to communicate.
Communication is very, very important.
Someone says most men hate communicating. In my experience, most people that put it on the other person on hating communicating have problems with communication themselves.
It doesn't mean just talking. It
Yes.
also means listening.
Yes, and also understanding that people communicate in different ways. So there are different types of communication, and your partner may communicate in a way that's difficult for you to understand, and you may communicate in a way that seems obvious to you, but is difficult for your partner to understand. It's usually a communication problem.
The couple you've seen in a boat, no, we haven't been on a boat in years and years. Oh, there's my book. Have I lost it?
Is this it over here?
How did it end up way over there?
I don't know. How's the movie going? I was just talking to the director today. I'll have updates soon, I promise. Alright, I guess we're ready for the next chapter.
Indeed we are.
Apparently, I get to read a lot in the next chapter.
Did we determined C is 100, right? No,
Yes,
X is
C
100.
is 100.
X is 100, right?
X is 10.
X is 10.
C
Okay.
is 100. We're not on...
So 132.
That's correct.
Roman numerals. Whoops. Let's not lose our bookmark. A week or more had passed away since the visit of the attorney to Mrs. Meredith, and yet the latter saw not a sufficient reason why she should send for her friend. Things were not right yet,
The Colonel had, it was true, been melting gradually, but then to progress ever so little. It was a great point in anything, no matter what it is, something gained. Mrs. Meredith, however, by no means lost sight of her object. She had that steadily in view, and worked for it every day, and her daughter was no less studious. She was attentive and humble, and waited upon Colonel Devereux with the affectionate assiduity of a daughter, while, on his part, he sighed and said what a happy man that he must be, who should have her for a wife. It was arranged one day, when he appeared to be more than usually tender, that the mother should be out that evening, and see some of her friends, and break the news a little to some of them. A pardonable vanity in the lady, for it was not in accordance with her position in society that her daughter could expect such an offer as the one that she daily expected. The lady did as she had agreed, and left the house while Marguerite went to the Colonel's sitting-room, and when his bell rang, and hoped that he'd excuse the absence of her mother, as she had gone out to see some friends whom she had not seen for some time.
I am happy having you attend to me, Miss Margaret. I cannot be attended to better, I am afraid. As it is, I am a terrible annoyance to you.
Annoyance, Colonel? Far from it, very far from it, and I do hope you do not mean what you say, else I shall fear I have unwillingly given you some cause for your opinion, which I shall the more regret, as you are yourself so kind. I assure you it gives me great pleasure when I know that I can do what I ought to alleviate the misfortunes or satisfy the wishes of any of my friends.
And do you reckon me one, Miss Margaret?
Oh, I hope Colonel Devereux will not consider me too presumptuous in looking upon him as something more than a mere casual friend or acquaintance.
Casual acquaintance, Miss Margaret? Casual acquaintance?
Well, friendship, if you allow me to say so.
Friendship. I could claim a yet warmer title than a friend. I could then hope for some of those pleasures which are denied a solitary man like me. I should then have those whom I love to soothe my unalive bed, and whom I could benefit by worldly wealth. Could I, Margaret, think I could claim a feeling stronger than that of friendship?
Oh, Colonel Devereux, how can you talk in this strain? Indeed, you are too good. Oh dear me, I do not know what I was about to say,
Miss Meredith,
said the Colonel, taking her hand with gentleness and tenderly pressing it.
I am seen to a great disadvantage. I have been many years fighting for my country, and I have not had time to cultivate those sweet and tender emotions such as I feel at this moment.
Oh yes, you must have suffered much.
And now, when I return again, I am somewhat the worse in appearance, but my heart is as warm as ever it was, and I am more than ever alive to the charm of female society. It is that unreserved interchange of thoughts and good offices which attaches me to life, and it makes me live even with hope. Do not dispel this daydream of mine, Margaret.
The Colonel paused and pressed her hand to his lips, while she appeared confused and irresolute, and was unable to withdraw her hand from his, but at length she sank trembling into a chair.
My charming creature, may I suppose this emotion is caused by the excesses of feeling, that in short I am not wholly indifferent to you.
Oh, Colonel, I'm really unable to speak.
My beloved girl, I am loved. Yes, I see it. Oh, happiness.
Midst these broken sentences, the Colonel contrived to slip his hand round the young lady's waist, and he pressed her close to him. For a moment she forgot his proximity, and remained passive, but suddenly and quietly disengaging herself, she said, "Oh, pardon me, Colonel. I had forgotten. I was unconscious. a weakness came over me, and
You love me.
oh, if you had become acquainted with that which was a secret, sir, you must use it as such, but you must not talk in this strain to me. Promise me, Colonel, and I will see about the tea immediately.
May I speak to your mother?
Colonel Devril can do as he pleases. I have no secrets from my dear mamma.
I will.
To the
And
microphone.
I will. And heaven bless you for saying so much. I may say you are not averse to me, and that, with her consent, I shall not despair.
Oh, we will say no more, Colonel Devril, said the cautious maiden.
You shall command me. You are the arbitress of my fate. And you, and, oh, sorry. I guess that's not my stuff.
Who would become warmer and eulogistic to a degree. Pardon me, I probably
It's
booed
okay.
there.
Yeah, you highlighted the wrong part. It's all right. No worries.
Oh, he became warm and eulogistic.
It's okay. Continue.
I lost my spot. Much more, however, passed between them. The ice was broken, and they conversed more freely, for when they began the tea, much was said that did not partake of so warm a character as that which had already passed, but it nevertheless partook of the same purpose.
When I am married, I should like a carriage. I have no use for one now, as I could but very seldom ride. But when I had a wife, then I should wish for her accommodation, as well as my own. But which do you prefer, country or town life?
There is much comfort and quiet in a country life, and yet I am not entirely wedded to the country life. There is much pleasure, too, in London.
So there is, and where you have no resources of your own or in your own house, it is preferable. But when such is the case, London loses all its charms, or a great part of them.
Oh, so it does. However, I'm partial to both. I should like a partial town and country life.
That indeed would be the very greatest delight one could experience, to live sometime in the place and sometimes in another.
Oh, so it would.
By the way, if we kept a carriage, which I would do, it would be a very excellent thing to enable us to travel about in.
Perhaps you have been to some parts and like them better than others?
Yes, I have been to a good many parts, but I cannot at this moment speak of them. But we would look out for some place that would be more agreeable than others.
Perhaps you have some place of your own that you would like to live in.
No, not exactly. These things are not of one's own choice and not empty, and therefore are useless as residences.
Certainly. Besides, you must be near enough to come to town for business purposes.
Yes, I must, but that needn't be often. But where there is plenty of means, there is no fear of not getting what we want.
Oh, no. Indeed there is not.
And one thing I alone could repay me for the hardships I have endured, the misery I've suffered, and the misfortunes I have experienced in all the marchings and counter-marchings, my sleeping in the open air by night and scorched by the sun by day.
And what may that be, Colonel?
Why, the power it gives me of conferring happiness and wealth upon you, for in the natural course of events, you will outlive me.
Oh, for mercy's sake, don't talk about that.
But it is a matter that I can think of calmly enough, and as a soldier I have ample occasion, I can assure you.
Indeed, I dare say you must have.
I can remember on one occasion, especially when I relate to you, if I do not weary.
Oh no, I cannot be weary.
Then I will tell you, I was ordered to march some troops to attack the stockade of Putintampur. Some Indian name, I suppose.
Yes.
A
Remember,
very strong place.
He is a soldier returned from India.
Yes.
Was it a town?
No, merely a place of strength where the enemy had gathered in great numbers. And here we were determined to attack them. The stockade was a very strong place, and there were strong and high timber fences with large mounds of earth and bags of sand, all tending to making the place of great strength.
What place it must have been.
Yes, it was very strong. Well, my party did not amount to more than 1,500 men strong, while the enemy, with the advantages of the defense, were more than 3,000, giving them a vast superiority over us. But we were not to be daunted by that. We were determined to make a dash, and from the character of the men I commanded, I had no fear of the result. We were sure to make our way among them, and then we were sure of the result.
Oh, how dreadful!
Well, the men were divided into 3 bodies, 500 each, and these into divisions of 100 each, and one to support the other. We had no pew-pews, and were therefore compelled to defend entirely upon our luck in the assault.
Goodness me, I wonder how you could think of it with anything like ease or comfort. It would make me all of a freeze.
Oh, Margaret, when the soldier is in the battlefield, he must get the better of all feelings, save those of honor.
It is too true. Ah.
And then, we having arranged our plans and settled who was to take the command, if I had the mischance to fall.
Oh, good heavens!
Well, I say, having done all this, we were resolved to make a dash at the point and take the place by assault. To do this, the more effectually we were resolved so to make an attempt in 3 different places at once, as to divert the enemy's attention and to place them in crossfire, and thus take them the more easily. This plan was carried out to the letter, and we made the attack. But the enemy defended, and their stockade was so vigorously, and that with the strength of the place and the determination of the enemy, we were for some time repulsed, at least held at bay. This would never do, I thought. I must mount the breach myself, for if my division had held at bay, I had fears of the rest. They might meet repulses with which would occasion the loss of our whole party, which would have been sure destruction, not defeat alone, but imprisonment, and possibly unalife from ill usage, from malign disorders.
Malignant disorders.
Or malignant, yes.
Oh, what fearful scenes!
I ordered my men to keep close and follow me. We made a dash at the stockade, 3 abreast, and up we went. By Jove, it was fine work, a brave sight, a sight I could never forget. I had this remembrance left in me. We got up the stockade, heaven knows how, and we were in the space of a minute. But the impetuosity of those who came first was not seconded by those who came after. It was easy enough to get down among the Indians, but it was very hard to get up. And while our friends were getting up, we were exposed to the strength of hundreds, only 4 men to as many as hundreds for several minutes.
Oh, my goodness, how dreadful! Were you not all unalived?
Except for myself, they were all unalived. Each received a dozen wounds, and I should have met with the same fate, but for an Indian officer who, seeing me surrounded and thrown down, saved my life from the fury of his men. But in a minute after I was free, my own men came down by dozens and were swept off by the 100. At that moment...
The enemy was swept off by the 100s.
Oh, I see. That's why that's scratched out. The enemy were swept off by the 100s. At that moment, too, there were our other parties just appearing over the other parts of the stockade. So we had now plenty of assistance.
The enemy?
Oh, I see. Why you scratched that word out. So she censors some of these things in advance, and I understand why that is censored.
I didn't want you to accidentally say that.
I could understand why. I definitely can't say that on social media. The now on all sides... Hang on, I'm going to take a sip because I need to regain my composure after reading that.
Oh, sorry, darling.
You don't need to be sorry. The enemy, now on all sides, fell in numbers before the fire, and the place was his own, and a hearty cheer was given that made the woods re-echo again.
Oh, were you not glad that the danger was all over?
The danger was not over, though. We thought it was, for suddenly the earth heaved up with a tremendous explosion, and many of our poor fellows were blown up into the air, and I myself was completely knocked over and smothered in the dirt. However, it was dry, and we were soon put to rights again. I was picked up, and nothing more happened.
Oh, what was the cause of your disaster?
Oh, a mine the scamps had sprung as they were retiring, hoping to do us more mischief than they did. However, we beat them off, and they lost many men on that occasion, and did not show themselves again, but made the best of their way through the woods and the jungle by some paths that we did not know, and hence we did not follow them further.
It must have been dreadfully dangerous.
Yes, life was the game we played for, and it was won and lost often enough.
There's a picture.
Yes, this is of the original woodblock prints from the story. So these prints are from the 1840s. During that war, but we must expect it should be so.
Oh, but you are safe now.
Yes, I am now safe, and I may say happy. I have had some knocks, and am none the better for them, bodily, but then I have had them well paid for, so I must not complain. I have now but one object to attain before I pass away.
And what may that be, Colonel, if it be no secret?
It is not to you, Miss Meredith. It is an early day, a day on which I can claim you as my own. Then indeed I shall live and accomplish something, an object worth living for, and may I say so, worth unaliving for.
Oh, I hope you may live many years yet, Colonel, many years of life and happiness, to enjoy the fortune that you have so gallantly won. Indeed, I think no fortune ought to give so much joy as the soldier's.
And why, Miss Meredith?
Because there is none so arduously won, one often with bloodshed and even life. It ought indeed to give great and lasting happiness.
If I obtain my wishes, I shall be the happiest man in the universe, and I would go through all I have gone through, over, aye, twice over, and that is no little, to have such a reward as the one I now seek. It is the crowning happiness of my life.
Oh, you are very kind to say all this.
Aye, but I mean it. It's no commission compliment. I mean what I say most earnestly. Do you believe what I say? I am not used to the pretty speeches of young men who make love. Perchance I ought, but I am an old soldier, and am but little used to these ways. However, I have spoken my mind, and I hope you will not allow anyone else to injure upon my cause.
Anything you have said, Colonel Devereux, has been of too serious a nature for me to think of anything save the object itself. Your conduct has been that of a gentleman, and I should be wanting in respect to myself and courtesy to you to think otherwise than seriously of it, was the wily reply of Marguerite.
You have my own thoughts.
There is my ma, said Marguerite, as the knocker and the bell sounded.
You will do your utmost with Miss Meredith for me, and I will beseech her myself. I hope she will take things in a favorable light. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for our story time. I hope you're having a delightful time.
Will you be so kind as to hand me that eraser? Because I feel as though I need to fix that one spot where I over-highlighted.
Yes, there you go, dearest.
And there should have been a regular pencil in here as well.
I don't know. I have not adjusted it.
Perhaps. But I feel like I should fix
All right.
the areas where you were easily saying words you should not.
I see. So thank you, everyone, for joining us. This story is from the 1840s. It's been a very delightful vampire novel. We'll be back here Wednesday at 7 Central, and we will be reading again. So thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us. Bye. End that one.
Yay!
And then we're going
Bye,
to
everyone!
end that one.
Au revoir!
Farewell, farewell. And